Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Black Ambition Media. We have a couple topics for you guys, so let's start right here. Xavier, growing up, I used to watch a show. It was called The Biggest Loser. You know, obese people would go and try to change their lives and, you know, lose weight at very, very, very high, what's the word? Mosquitoes. And like very, very, like you don't lose 15 pounds in a week. Like that's not normal.
Right, that's like unhealthy.
Very unhealthy. There's actually a doc that just came out on Netflix about The Biggest Loser and about how a lot of those people return to being the size that they were before they joined the show, how it messed up like their eating habits and stuff like that. Jillian Michaels was not in the documentary for some reason. Mm. She was using medication she wasn't supposed to be using during the show. Did you ever watch that at all?
Yes, as a young fat kid, I was yearning for that representation, so I did watch The Biggest Loser growing up.
Not yearning for the representation.
I was yearning for that. Other than the clumps, I didn't see too many big fat guys like me, so I did watch that. Yes, I don't remember her actually.
Okay.
It may be the years. It's been like 20 years.
Right.
It may be that, but
she was the one yelling and saying, "Come on, get out my gym if you don't want to do anything." She was like the hard.
I can kind of sense that from
how she
was acting on that news clip.
Right. You know, Xavier, in Trump's America, we have fitness trainers. We have a lot of people that kind of don't know the history of this country, don't know the history of what really goes on, especially in minority communities, especially black communities. I love being black. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But we see, and I'm going to just say, the whitewashing of history. We've been seeing this for decades and decades over time, but it seems like in Trump's America, this is a big focus of his to deem slavery not as important as it was, to kind of erase the history of what white people have done to minority groups in this country. Like that's a main focus. You can see that in some of his moves. You can see that in what he's trying to do with the Smithsonian and other things. Critical race theory was something that he's attacked multiple times. And Jillian Michaels is now somebody that was invited to CNN and had some political things to say. Now, she didn't agree with everybody saying that Trump's trying to erase history. I'm guessing she's a Trump supporter. I really didn't look into it that deep, but if you're on CNN defending Donald Trump, I'm guessing you are a Trumper. I guess you are MAGA, and that's very, very scary. And on August 22nd, 2025, I'm trying to figure out how people are still trying to defend what this man is doing. And saying they're not racist.
I mean, have you seen a Jubilee video recently?
They're
everywhere.
Who's my girl's name that just did the Jubilee video? She was on Insecure. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm blanking on her name right now.
Now you're making me blank on her name.
Dang, what's her name? Ugh. Pause.
Terrible.
Watch this.
Yeah, you made me blank on her name too. Shit, what was her? Amanda Seales.
Amanda Seales. Thank
you.
Amanda Seales, yes. So Amanda Seales recently did the Jubilee videos, and she had to eat up a whole bunch of people.
She was going to town.
She was going to town.
All
eating,
you can eat.
Eating.
All you can eat. Ignorant Negroes, unfortunately.
Right. But I want you to see, and I'm going to link this in the video. This is Jillian Michaels' daughter that she adopted. Beautiful, dark-skinned girl right here. And it's just weird to me that Jillian Michaels would say something like this on CNN. Let's play the clip.
You looked at some of the things that were being
slavery.
reviewed?
Yeah, slavery was a bad thing that was to talk about.
Okay.
Like,
he's not whitewashing slavery. So
he's not?
He's not. No.
Okay.
He's not. And you cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does. But let's talk about the fact that when you look
at slavery,
let's talk about the fact.
I mean, slavery in America was.
Do you realize that only less than 2% of white Americans owned slaves?
But it was a system of white supremacy.
You realize that slavery is thousands of years old?
White people were
Do you know
the slave
who
owners.
was the first race to try to end slavery?
Wait a second.
Well, what's controversial?
I'm very surprised.
This is an extraordinary exercise in historical revisionism.
I'm really surprised.
Do you realize that?
Jillian, I'm surprised that you're trying to litigate who was the beneficiary of slavery and who was not.
What I'm trying to tell you is that
in the context of American history,
okay.
In the context of American history, what are you saying is incorrect by
saying
that it was white people oppressing black people?
Every single thing is like, oh, no, this is all because white people bad. And that's just not the truth. Like, for example, every single exhibit, I have a list of every single one. Like, people migrated from Cuba because white people bad. Not because of Castro. Yes, no, it's in there. That's what I'm saying. You don't actually know what's in there. Do you know that when you walk in the front door, the first thing you see is the gay flag?
Exactly.
Have you looked at some of this? Have you looked at?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even see that last part.
You didn't have to Google anything to see if she was a Trump supporter.
Yeah,
She
just
said
based
slavery,
on how.
slavery bad, and a gay flag. That's the two. Whoop whoop whoop.
Right.
Only thing she didn't say was immigrants.
Right.
That was actually absurd.
Jillian Michaels, let me just tell you, you are the biggest loser. And I'm not talking about you losing weight. I'm talking about you being a
Was she
stupid.
fat?
No, she never was. I
Oh.
don't think so. You being a stupid. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. Number one, the numbers are swayed when you want to do the little 2% of white Americans owned slaves. That's my first point. And why are we even talking about that?
Why the fuck does it matter when it was literally codified into law? Who owned these niggas? Who owned them? It was just a bunch of free locked up niggas walking around?
That's what I'm saying. Number two.
White supremacists don't even want to take credit for white supremacy?
That's crazy.
The only thing white people don't want to take credit for is white supremacy.
Right.
Anything else, they don't have no
Because
problem.
it doesn't exist in their eyes.
Because
But-
they refuse to look at it. It don't exist in their eyes because anytime they look at it, they say, oh, it's too much. This is everywhere.
Right.
I can't look at
I
it.
don't want my kids to know about this.
Even though my child is literally black. Your child is literally a black girl.
Jillian Michaels has a black child and she's out here talking about this.
Is that not grooming?
In a way, I would definitely agree with you.
Is that not in a way grooming? Where she just, oh my God, I hope her daughter don't become Candace Owens.
This is how those type of people
We already
become-
said, you already told you how I feel about the SPCA.
There should be a serious
Regulations.
vetting process.
More than just showing up to your house. And
Right.
I don't want to sound ignorant like I work in the foster system, but I feel like there needs to be a more serious vetting process, especially when it comes to people of other demographics adopting
1,000%.
children of other demographics.
1,000%.
Because there's a whole other slew of
things.
nuances
Yes.
and
Yes.
shit that comes with that. A whole culture that comes with that. Hair that comes with that. Things that are formative memories for her daughter, for kids in general.
Mm-hmm.
She just gave me a headache.
Yeah. So the system of what America is and what America has been built off of has been a system of racism, has been a system of hate, America has been built off the backbones of black people since we got here. So I'm trying to understand why this was even a thing. We understand what we see in 2025.
Right.
White people have so much power and have had so much power for this whole time. I don't understand why you don't even want to think about what you guys did. Is that what it is? You guys already have the power. Black people are not as hateful as, oh, we're going to go get the white man after everything that has happened to us. You guys have the power. We know that. Y'all are in control and y'all still do not want to just accept the facts of and reality of what actually happened in this country.
But Cayman, do you know what's worse than slavery?
What?
White guilt.
Ooh.
You're gonna make me feel bad about it?
Ooh.
I wasn't even really there. Who says if
Ooh.
I would have participated or not?
Ooh.
I might have been a Quaker. You never know. You never know. No, Timothy. No. But one thing that really does irritate me about this whole conversation, as it regards to Biggest Loser, but is like how people talk about slavery in America in general. She likes to compare this to what other museums are doing. And I'm assuming she didn't name any As far as I can remember, I don't remember her naming any museums by name, even when she started going into her examples. But I'm assuming she's meaning global, worldwide museums.
Right.
They always white people bad. Slavery is the focus. Look at all the bad things white people did. But we are focusing on American history, U.S. history. And American slavery is vastly, worlds different than other forms of slavery that were practiced around the world. A lot of the slavery that you see around the world was the process of war, fighting, and even then, when those people were taken as slaves, they were still able to gain their freedom down the line. We saw less of generations of people being born into slavery, stripped of their lineage and their culture, and forced into servitude for 400 years. That is something very specific to the United States of America.
Very specific.
Very specific. And that's what they don't want to talk about. They just want to talk about, no, everybody did slavery. Black people did, white, everybody did slavery.
That's their favorite thing to bring up. Oh,
yeah.
In Africa, there were people that were selling their own people. Like,
and
I'm
that's
tired.
Where nuances come.
I'm tired, and that's why she can say a stupid stat like, "Oh, only 2% of white Americans," which is not a true stat in the first place.
That number don't even sound accurate.
But nobody's going to go and do the. If you're a white person, do you think you're going to go do the research?
Absolutely not. Well, I'm a black person. I didn't do the research because I just off the rip that sounded dumb.
Right.
2%. Where the other 98% at? Where the other 98%? Because I'm assuming she believes. She said it. She believes that black people had slaves as well. So I'm assuming, I wouldn't be surprised if you said 3% black
right,
people.
because you're counting that population. You're counting
right. So where's the other 95%?
The makeup of the U.S. and what the U.S. is right now is not what it looked like back then. So even thinking of it, when you think of that in a literal form or a phrase, like, I don't even know what she's talking about.
It's the fact that we just keep giving people like this platforms. And I don't want to say people like this, like she's just some random person. Like, this ain't a Jubilee video. That's a whole nother conversation about the recklessness and the way that Jubilee just invites these just bona fide, out in the open racists.
They want the clicks, though.
Nazis.
They want the clicks.
They're definitely getting the clips, but it's platforming just demonic rhetoric. And at what point is the views just not worth it? I mean, when the views equal money, I get it.
When the views equal money,
but that's insane to me.
I totally get it. But any thoughts on what Trump is doing with the Smithsonian, trying to whitewash just the history of America? I just feel like Trump and his minions, the MAGA supporters that will go on platforms, that will stand on business about dumb shit. I'm not understanding when there's books, when you can read, and when some shit is just a quick Google search. I'm sick of these motherfuckers lying in people's faces, and I'm sick of you motherfuckers out there believing some of the stupid shit that they're saying. It's getting ridiculous. I'm getting sick of this. It's felt like he's been in office for 4 years. It's only the first year of his presidency, but we can see the stupid shit going on in Washington and all the MAGA supporters that are supporting this idiotic behavior from Donald J. Trump.
I'm not surprised. If anything, I'm confused on why people are surprised.
Right.
The Smithsonian is one museum. They've been trying to whitewash entire states. They in Florida, Ron DeSantis.
I was about to say Florida.
They tried to say that, yeah, we might have had slavery, but they learned so much.
I remember that.
They picked up so many trades.
I remember that shit.
They were able to go do this and do that. And even that was a lie.
Yeah.
Because if you went and looked at the list of the names that they provided and looked those people up, you could find that 90% of the names they listed were free people or learned their trades after freedom. they just continue to lie, and they want to muddy the water. So it's just harder to determine what's the truth and what's a lie. And then we will never escape these conversations with people like Jillian Michaels, thinking that 2% of white people own slaves in a country that's predominantly white and where slavery was written into law.